Hi everybody, it's Christina and thank you for joining me. So today we're here with the butterflies and lace collection, and this time we're going to use the 2 embossing folders and 1 pack of the stencils. Now each of the stencils has 2 in it. So we're going to make some really pretty cards with these. So using up scraps of card that I have left over, I'm going to take each of the folders and run these through my die cutting machine. So there are all my panels embossed, and you will be able to see that there is an embossed side and a debossed side. So you have 2 different choices there that you can make your cards look. So let's start off with one of the debossed sides, and we're going to fill these butterflies with some glue. So once that's full of glue, you're going to sprinkle that with some glitter. Now I'm not going to do all 3, but you will do the 3 the same. So now you'll sprinkle that with some glitter, tap off the excess and just allow that now to dry. So there's your sparkly butterfly, and once that's dry you can dust off the excess with a soft brush. So carry on and do the other 2. So there we have the debossed side. Now the debossed side will push into the card. The embossed side will raise it. So although you've got your pattern on a different side, it doesn't really matter. You've still got the glittery effect on the card. Now for this one, which is the embossed side, we're going to take some white ink. And I'm just using a little brayer, and all I'm going to do is just roll it over all this raised area. Now once that's trimmed off and it's dried, that will look really pretty. So there's the embossed side and the debossed side of one panel. Now let's use some white card and go on to the next one. And for this one we're going to use one of the stencils. We're going to use 2 of the stencils, so we're going to use these. Now what we need to do is fit these around the butterflies that are on that card, and then we're going to just colour it in. So there's one fitted around there, and we'll colour this in. So I think we'll use a turquoise for this. So once we've done one, we need to move the stencil to another area and find the corresponding butterfly that covers that, and we'll do the same colour with this one. And then we'll move on and do the next one. So once you've used this stencil, bring in the next one, and again find the corresponding butterflies and go over that now, and I'm going to use a darker ink. And you can see through the stencil to get onto the wings. So once you've done one, you're going to move on and do the others. So we'll add this to this one, and again we'll add the darker ink in. And then we'll do the last one, and we'll add the darker ink into this. So there's my butterflies now on my raised embossed area, and they're all inked and ready now to be added to a card. So again, I've done the debossed side as well as the embossed side, and I've used the same 2 stencils for my pattern. So using the different pattern to the embossing folder, I'm just going to go over these with some white ink. So we'll just lightly go over these with some white ink. Now we're going to trim this out, just the same as we've done this one, and this will be added to the front of the card. So there we have some panels ready made now for cards. For this one I've just used some colour core card. So once that's been embossed, I've just gone over it with a sanding tool, and that's just taking the red off the top to leave the white exposed. This one I've gone over it with the white ink. So I'm going to add all of these cards now to A6 card bases, and I'll add different panels in the back just to brighten them up. So we'll add a navy blue one there, and we'll add that to that card. For this one we'll just pop that on there. This one is going to have this underneath. This one will have the silver card underneath, and I've not decided what I'm going to do with those two yet. So let's get busy and put these cards all together. So for this one I've added it to my navy blue panel. I've wrapped some baker's twine around it. I have foam pads on the back, and I'm just going to add this now to my card. So for this card I'm going to back this onto some glitter card, but before I add this to my base I've taken the word thank you out of the middle, and that's going to sit on the front. So we'll add that there, and we'll add the word thank you to the top. Now this one I've added to the silver card, and this one I'm going to add with some foam underneath it, and I'm going to add this to the top of this designer paper, and that will sit along there. Now before I add this to the card I'm going to wrap it with some more baker's twine. So these are the two that are wrapped with baker's twine, and to the top of each of them I'm going to just glue in a little dazzler, little fancy piece. So for this card I've taken the stitched die from the A6 card and box die set, and I've taken the scalloped edge and trimmed that out, and they're going to be added to my card along there. So before I add this to my card I'm also going to add in some ribbon. So I have a piece going across the top, and I'll have a piece going around the edge there. Now from one of these glittered panels I've cut the butterflies out, and I'm going to add them to this white panel. I've just bent the wings up slightly. I'm going to glue them in place on the body lines, and then all of these then need sentiments in them. So there's all my cards dressed up. Now just to add a little bit more, I've added some gemstones into the body line of the butterflies. Now if you're going to add it to the glitter card you will need to put a little spot of hot glue. And that will just keep those in place, because otherwise they won't stick to the glitter card. So just a little thin bead of hot glue, add them in place, trim them off and make sure that they're stuck. Now if you can just, I don't know if you can see it on your screen, but there is a trail of hot glue strings. Now see if I can show you. Can you just see them here? So all you need to do to get rid of them is take your hot tool, your heat gun, and just give it a quick blast. That gets rid of all the glue strings that are attached to your cards. So there's my morning's work. I've now got 10 cards that are all A6 size. I admit they're no different sizes, but they're all differently done. Some have got the debossed side done with glitter, some have got the raised side, the embossed side done with white ink. I've used the two different panels, I've used the stencils, and you can always add the butterflies from the die sets if you wanted to add more to your cards. It's entirely up to you. So the items that I've used for these cards have been the stencils and the embossing folders from the Butterflies and Lace collection, and the words are from the Special Words collection. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one. And why not subscribe to my channel? Click the notification bell, then you'll always be aware when I add a new video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.